It's now 2 days after Election Day, and there is still no winner in the presidential race. Hello, I'm Kelly Eckerman.
And I'm Laura Moritz. Millions of ballots are being counted in a handful of key battleground states that will decide which candidate secures the presidency. Our Haley Harrison is following every development in this cliffhanger election. Haley?
Well, Joe Biden remains closest to the 270 electoral votes that are needed to win the presidency, currently at 253. If Biden, though, takes Arizona, as the Associated Press and others have called, that would put the Democrat at 264. Several states continue counting. That includes North Carolina, Georgia, and Nevada. We are also closely watching Pennsylvania, where there are 20 electoral votes up for grabs. And that state, media outlets are reporting, could announce results as soon as tonight. Biden spoke this afternoon from Wilmington, Delaware.
Democracy is sometimes messy. It sometimes requires a little patience as well. But that patience has been rewarded now for more than 240 years with a system of governance that's been the envy of the world. And we continue to feel, Senator and I, we continue to feel very good about where things stand. We have no doubt that when the count is finished, Senator Harris and I will be declared the winners. So I ask everyone to stay calm, all the people to stay calm. The process is working. The count is being completed, and we'll know very soon.
Now, while President Donald Trump has been tweeting today, he has not spoken on camera since early Wednesday morning. The president also pursuing his legal options to stop the vote count. Judges, though, in Georgia and Michigan quickly dismissed Trump campaign lawsuits. Laura Kelly.
Today, President Trump again is calling for some of the vote counting to stop.
He's also filing lawsuits to challenge the vote counting process. But a top Republican from Missouri is saying all the votes should be counted. KMBC 9's Michael Mahoney has more.
That's right. This is coming from Missouri Senator Roy Blunt. He is number 4 in the GOP leadership. So what he says carries some weight. And Blunt thinks that Trump has the right to raise questions. And then he adds this.
But every ballot that a voter casts in accordance with state law needs to be counted. The election's not over till it is counted.
Blunt has some background in this. He was the Missouri Secretary of State for 8 years in the 1980s and 90s, supervising elections. The laws about voting and how votes are processed varies from state to state.
If somebody shows up in our state at 8 o'clock on election day and says, I want to vote, it's still election day, even though the polls close at 7, they don't get to vote.
Today, the president tweeted out in all caps, "Stop the count," and then "Stop the fraud." That was flagged by Twitter for possibly being misleading. Blunt says the president's campaign has the right to raise questions, and they are filing lawsuits. He also praised Trump's campaign for energizing so many voters that turnout records are being set in many places, and he says those votes on both sides should be counted.
A lesson that America believes in democracy, and we know how to vote, and we know how to count the ballots that are supposed to be counted.
Now, Blunt didn't say it, but he hinted that he's expecting the Democrat Biden to win the White House. As one of the top Senate Republicans, Missouri's Roy Blunt disagrees with the president. Blunt wants them to keep counting the votes. Kelly?
Thank you, Michael. Now, President Trump carried Kansas and Missouri easily. He won by 16 points in both states.
New at 4, we know a Missouri poll worker who tested positive for COVID-19 days before the election has died. The election judge supervisor was working in St. Charles County. Officials there say that person received a positive COVID-19 test on October 30th and was advised to quarantine for 14 days, but failed to follow that advice. And we know the election judge was working on Tuesday. The health department is in the process of contact tracing.
This afternoon, we want to give you another warning to be very careful about what you share online. Cybersecurity experts say they're seeing an increase in misinformation and disinformation spread on social media. Twitter and Facebook have stepped in to stop false posts online, but experts here in Missouri say you should remain on guard.
We encourage people not to amplify misinformation or repost any information where they don't know the source of that information.
A national agency watching cybersecurity says there is no evidence any foreign adversary interfered with the voting process.
The The 117th Congress will have a record number of Native American women. Kansas' own Sharice Davids is headed back to the Hill after winning re-election. In 2018, she was the first Native American woman elected to Congress. She'll be joined by Democrat Deb Haaland and Republican Yvette Herrell, who both represent New Mexico. There have been 4 Native Americans in the U.S. Senate and a handful of indigenous U.S. representatives. All were men until Davids was elected.
The election has left voters emotionally on edge, and crisis hotline operators are seeing the result. The crisis text line has seen an uptick this week with people suffering from election stress. On Tuesday, election night, their overall text volume was up 18% compared to Monday night. If you or someone you know is struggling, text HOME to 741-741 to connect with a crisis counselor. And remember, someone is always there at the Suicide Prevention Lifeline as well. Call 800-273-8255.
As votes continue to be counted and results come in, you can keep up to the date with the latest information surrounding the race for the White House. It's all at your fingertips with the KMBC 9 News app, or go to KMBC.com and click on the Commitment 2020 tab. ABC News will also air a 1-hour special on the election at 9 tonight here on KMBC.